Hey folks, what's going on? Fallout for modding is really hot right now. Lots of quality mods have been released in the last couple weeks. All kinds of quality mods. Weapons, armors, new interesting mechanics and machines, you name it. It's so much material that I have to divide the presentation into 2 episodes, it seems. The first one with the flashy stuff and the second one with the more technical mods. But let's not take this all too serious, so bring up the intro already. They are not going to review themselves. Starting this one with another power armor mod, one to make it a bit more sociable. Power Armor Voiced Operating System by astronaut Konjito. This mod makes your power armor much friendlier by giving it a voice.
System starting up. Loading profile. Activated. Analyzing. Update complete. System shutting down.
The operating system will greet you every time you enter or exit your power armor instead of just giving you some beeps. There are also lines for quick enter and exit during combat, and also when parts get damaged or destroyed, although this one is optional.
Welcome back. Cockpit crew reactivated. Transferring controls to pilot. Pilot mode online.
Yes, and there are lots of different voice options to choose from. In case you don't want your power armor to sound like a sex hotline operator, you can give it a more robotic voice, or a deep manly one.
Welcome back, pilot. The systems are yours. We are a strong force together.
There are 5 voices now, and even if there isn't an English butler-sounding one, which would make you feel like Tony Stark, it's still nice to have a talkative suit of armor on your travels. And speaking of nice voices, it's unbelievable, it finally happens again. A custom voice follower! Vermillion Frost, former Enclave general by Team Unique.
My name is Vermillion. Vermillion Frost. Most people just call me Frost. Now that that's out of the way, what are you here for?
You'll get a quest as you load up your game, and then you can find her at the edge of the glowing sea.
But there are synths made to look just like already living humans. Isn't that a bit concerning?
The voice acting is amazingly good on this one. There are over 300 lines now, and more will be added in the future. Also notable is her unique appearance, which creates a nice contrast to the usual overly make-up boobage stuff floating around the Nexus. Frost, on the other hand, looks really tough and battle-hardened, just as you would expect from a former Enclave. But despite the hardcore looks, she is actually pretty chill.
Why did the mushroom go to the party? Because he was a fungi.
Yeah, and I bet with the shrooms it was a fun party indeed. Just kidding. So, besides those extra dialogues, she has a working affinity system. She will comment on encounters with different monsters and factions. As mentioned before, there will be more dialogue with future updates, and also a romance option and some quests are planned as well. So it's overall definitely a great follower mod and simply has to be used and tracked. Okay, with such an awesome traveling companion, we also need some awesome weapons and armors. Let's get armed. Cross Cryolance by Nero, whatever the correct pronunciation is, it stands for quality. I mean, just look at this weapon. It actually reminds me on Doom a bit, especially the triple rail version. An epic sci-fi looking weapon. It's similar to the Cryonator, but the way it functions is actually similar to the railgun. You have to charge every shot a bit and then release to fire a concentrated freeze beam. And all that with those awesome visual effects. It just looks so badass how the energy starts to build up inside the gun and the rail until it simply ejaculates this concentrated beam of pure awesomeness. And yes, of course, there are lots of cool modifications and attachments. Scopes, grips, barrels, the usual stuff. Everything with visual changes of the weapon and a whole lot of 13 different skins. Well, what can I say? I really don't know how this modder wasn't hired by some game company yet, but then again, that way we wouldn't be getting all those badass mods anymore. Also, I assume with such content they have more earnings from donations and such than people like me who work 50 plus hours a week anyway. Yeah, I wish I was exaggerating. The next weapon is Smith & Wesson 550 cal revolver by MTR. Well, we already had lots of juicy revolver action last time, but here we go again. I'm not complaining, of course, on the contrary, especially since it's this particular weapon. I always wanted to try it out in real life, since it's more or less the biggest handgun in the world. I watched some videos back in the day, and holy hell, this thing kicks. It's just too bad I'm a Eurofag. Things with guns are a bit different here. Anyway, there is a fair amount of customization here, especially the Wolf tech skin looks really nice. One more weapon for close combat this time. Scarlet Frostmourne by Xavier with numbers, probably the date of birth. The sword itself is a famous weapon from World of Warcraft, of course, with red glowing textures, however, and it looks damn good in this engine. And you could say it's kinda lore friendly, because Grognak and all, well, kinda fitting. Next it's time to look at some outfits. Let's see if we can find something fitting here as well. Banshee Recon armor by Deserter X. Now this sure does look tactical as fork, 10 of 10 would operate with. For this outfit there are several camo based skins and some upgrades available. On top of that, the armor will give you some real-time optical feedback. See those glowing indicators on the back? It actually displays which upgrades are installed. Nice idea, very informative, and much immersion as well. This spine thing does remind on Dead Space a little bit. Now if it could display health points in real time as well. The next one should be rated R, I think. TERA Pirate by Dubsdale. And check this out, this time it's even for both genders. The female one looks a bit lighter. That's probably because females sweat much more, so they need the extra ventilation. That's total nonsense, of course. It's the other way around, actually. The more muscle mass you have, the more heat you produce when you move. Anyway, there are some alternate cuffs and footwear on the female outfit, so I guess that evens out the odds. The next armor mod is BRX Armor by Rocky Otto. Okay, this is a bit over the top to be called lore friendly. I mean, synth and all, but this is like thins on acids or something. There are two different headgears and also different grades of skimpiness. Besides the Cyborg outfits, there's also this bodysuit you can equip with different armor variants. Or just the armors without the suit to make it even more. Well, you'll find a way around. And one more, Chinese traditional black cheongsam by Xavier with the numbers. Well, this one is incredibly shiny. I wonder if it's because of my ENB or something. Other than that, the name of the mod already holds all the information. Nice dress. Okay, actually I wanted to review one more mod, a little quest mod called Paradise Islands by Nathaniel Pollack. It's supposed to start at this boat near the Nakano residence. There is a note in one of those suitcases about returning the luggage to its owner, and then the boat should lead to a new world space. Problem is, I couldn't get the actual quest to start, so interacting with the boat did nothing. I know that it does work for other people, because I saw some dudes make a playthrough video. So I tried everything possible and impossible to get this to work, and in the end literally disabled every mod I had. And it still didn't work, because apparently it's incompatible with my fucking life itself. And on top of this pile of Deathclaw shit, the quest stages actually did trigger normally, but I didn't get the fucking quest to show up in my Commodore 64 piece of shit Pip-Boy. I can't even comprehend this fuckery. And that's why this is it for this episode. Links, description. Endorers, don't endorse, subscribe, don't subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit right now.